This is what I carry with me every time I leave the house. In this video, I'll break down every single item in my ADC. I'll show you the thing that I carry every single day that's not currently on the table. And I'll show you some new things that I'm looking at that could make it into my everyday carry. All right, let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to start with my pocket organizer. This is the EDC 1791 leather pocket organizer. I really like this thing. I got it off of Amazon, and the leather is super thick. As you can see, it's really quality, it feels good in the hand. It's triple back stitched on each side on every single seam. And this smaller seam here is where I stitch it up myself because I didn't want the pen to go through. When the pen goes through, a lot of times it would mark up my pants on the inside because this thing is too long. If you sit it down there, see it sticks out, and that would mark up the inside of my pockets. So I sew that up, and ever since then, it's been fantastic. So let's start with the pen, since I'm talking about the pen. This is the Pilot Birdie pen, and I really like this pen because number one, Pilot makes really good pens. They're the best pens I've ever used, and that's including some of the more expensive brands. So I really like this one. It's very compact, easy to use, and you would be surprised how many times you need a pen, especially if you're signing checks at a restaurant or you just need to take down some notes, leave a note for somebody. It's really good to have a pen. And a lot of the EDC guys recommend the Space Pen, and that's cool, whatever. Use whatever works for you, but I've had space pens in the past in high school, and I had about 3 or 4 of them, and all of them started to leak ink at the end because it is pressurized in there, and that's what allows you to write underwater or write upside down or whatever it is. And I've never needed to write underwater or upside down, so this works well for me. It's really small, really compact, and easy to carry. All right, the next thing I'll get into in the back here is the lip balm, and it seems like every time the weather changes, my lips start getting cracked. So I carry one of these, and it's been tremendously helpful. I use this Peak Sense. This is a Flagstaff, Arizona company, so supporting the local business. This works really well. I like it a lot. I tried a few different ones, including stuff like Burt's Bees and stuff like that, and they're okay, but I would rather support a local business, and they use natural ingredients that you can see there. So highly recommend this. If you want to check them out, they're at peaksense.com. This is not sponsored or anything. I just like their products. All right, the next thing in here is the flashlight, and I've been using the Olight i3T EOS, and this has a AAA battery in it. I use any loops. These are the best rechargeable batteries. And this flashlight is really good for several reasons. Number one, it's very compact, so it's easy to carry. Even if I carry this by itself, I can just stick it in my pocket. There are 2 brightness settings on this, so that's really handy. If you need to use something close up in a tent, then you just use the lower setting. If you want to go walk around in the forest at night, then you use the higher setting. My only complaint about this is that the low setting is a little bit low, but if I do put it in the higher setting, then it only lasts like half an hour. I think there has to be a good medium, so I'm going to be looking around for another flashlight. But if you just need something that you're going to use occasionally, then this is a great thing to have. My requirement of flashlights is that it has to use AA or AAA batteries because that's what I'm going to stockpile. That's going to be what's going to be most available. And in the case of a shortage, you're not going to be able to get custom batteries, much less replace a battery that's already fixed in one of those other flashlights, right? One of those USB chargeable flashlights. You won't be able to take the battery out of there, much less get a new one. So it always pays to get a AA or AAA flashlight. But I've been really liking this light because of the design. I like that grip there, nice metal body. I've dropped this in a river a couple of times, and I was able to get it out no problem. And the clip is really handy, so you can put it in your pocket like this, or you can wear it like this on the bill of a cap, and it makes a great headlamp. All right, last but certainly not least, this is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. I've been carrying this for a while. I think I've got this back in 2020 or 2021. I really like it. Tons of grip, obviously, as the name says. Blade is really good. I like the sharp point. That's good for altering clothes or doing small, fine work that needs a little bit of a point. So I really like that. The crossbar lock is good, and obviously Benchmade makes a fantastic knife. Highly recommend this knife if you want to carry something small and compact. It's not very heavy, and this is a great fit for this pocket organizer. Next up is my watch, and this is my favorite watch of all time. This is a Casio G-Shock, and I like this for 2 primary reasons. Number one, it's rugged, obviously, so I can take this anywhere. And number 2, this is solar, so I don't have to worry about changing the battery. I don't have to worry about adjusting the time, and I don't have to worry about winding it up. Now, a lot of people like mechanical watches, and I love mechanical watches. They're super cool. I used to have one, but I soon found out that mechanical watches are also a giant pain. You have to make sure they're wound. You have to adjust the time every month because they don't keep accurate time, and you have to service them every so many years. And that just, the cost of that exceeds the watch many times, and it just doesn't make any sense. However, if you go with something like this, a solar G-Shock, you don't have to service this for years. I've read on forums where people have kept these for like 20 years or more and they haven't had any problems with it. So that's why I choose solar watches, especially Casio. Now you can go with something like a Citizen or a Seiko. They have solar watches also, and they make good watches, obviously. But for me, Casio has more interesting designs, more interesting features, and they are on the lower end of the price scale. This watch has a moon phase indicator and a tide indicator, which I really like. I use this for surfing. And in case you're wondering why it doesn't say G-Shock all over it, I took off the faceplate and I put on this black faceplate that's metal. I like the blackout look. I think it's really good. And I changed the band. So if you want the complete breakdown on how I modded this watch, including all the parts I used, I have a video coming up there, or you can look in the description and that video will show you how I did the modification. Okay, this is the phone that I've been carrying every day. This is the OnePlus 9 Pro, and this is one of my favorite phones of all time. It still works really well, even in 2025. And this phone has the D-brand grip case on it, which is really good also. So I just want to show you here that you don't have to have a super new phone. This phone works really well. And I have installed the Google operating system called EOS. And that has really sped things up because it's not sending a ton of data in the background to Google, and that improves the battery life, and that also improves the speed so you can use the phone for longer. So I would highly recommend checking out some of these older Android phones and just putting one of these alternative operating systems on it. Now, I really like buying OnePlus phones because their phones are really nicely made. Their operating system isn't great, but if you replace the operating system, the physical device itself is well made. I like how it looks. And I consider them the iPhone of Android because their stuff is really well designed. Next up is the keychain. I got a bunch of stuff here that I've been trying out over the years, and I finally settled on this stuff because it's so good. The first thing I have is a Geek Key, and this is really cool because it has a bunch of different tools on it. You can carry this on a plane, and it's great to have a screwdriver. That's the main thing that I like out of my multi-tool, and also the bottle opener, obviously. And then there's some other stuff on here, like you can use this as a wrench. There's a bit driver there. You can even use this as a pipe if you want to, which is pretty cool, I guess. Not that I've used it for that, but you can put stuff in there. That's the bowl, and you can smoke it from there. So really cool idea, and I've been liking this tool a lot. Next is the flashlight. This is the Olight i3E EOS, and I wasn't planning to get this, but there's a really good deal on the Olight website. I think it was like for $5. So I said, yeah, why not? So I picked it up, and it's been very useful. It's very good for quick jobs where you need to rummage around the glove compartment or look under the seat of your car, but it's not good for long-term uses like hiking or whatever, because this does get pretty hot. But one of the biggest reasons that I picked this up, aside from the fact that it was only $5, is that it works on a AAA battery. So again, I have plenty of these, and I have no problem getting them. So I'll always have a battery available for this. And this is a great backup in case I lose my primary flashlight. So I like to keep that around. Next up is the ExoTac keyring. And I found this very useful because it makes it super easy to put things on and take it off. So this is great for temporary keys, like an Airbnb key, or if you have a motorcycle key, that's what I was using it for. You can just put this on like that. And then instead of putting this whole thing on your motorcycle, you can just take off this one key and then use it that way, and it makes it super easy. All you do is you put a little pressure on this part right here and it opens up, and that saves you from having to dig into a regular key ring, right, with your fingernails, and that can be pretty painful sometimes. So I think this is a really good thing to have on a keychain, and I've been liking it a lot. And the final thing that I have on my keychain is this clip. It's by Bang T, and it has a really ingenious design. This is titanium, and in order to open it up, you have to shift this forward and then pull this up. And then when you push it back down, it automatically locks into place, so you can't take it out. So this is great because you can use it on a belt. So you just open it up, slip it on here, and then it goes on the belt, over the belt, and it's very secure like that. But you can also use it without a belt. So you can take it off like this and simply put it here, and then it will clip down, and you can't get it off, right, until you slip this up. So this has been super handy. This is the best clip I've ever found, and I really like using this. So just a quick reminder here, if you like any of the products you see in this video, the links are provided in the description below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. All right, now let's move on to the wallet. This is my favorite wallet at the moment. It's made by a company called Visconti. You can see the spelling here. And this is all leather. And these guys are out of the UK, and you can find them on Etsy. And these wallets are not very expensive. They're very reasonably priced, but they are better quality than higher priced wallets. These are better than Coach wallets for sure. And I really like carrying this wallet. It feels good in the hand. It's going to patina really nice, and it carries enough cards, and I can carry cash or whatever I need to carry in this pocket. I also carry a Zebra mini pen here, and that fits perfectly in the fold. And this pen isn't quite as nice as the Pilot, but it is very small, and I can use this as a backup pen also, and it fits in here, and I just forget about it. So if you're looking for a new wallet, highly recommend these guys. I also have their Minimalist wallet here, and this has been great too. In case I just want to carry a few bills and a few cards, this is something I carry with me. So these are something to look at if you're in the market for a wallet. I don't like those really tactical wallets. A lot of them are kind of cheesy and don't really work too well. But these are really good, really high quality, and I highly recommend them. The next thing is a bandana, and you're probably thinking, why would you need a bandana? And that's what I thought at first also. But I took this bandana with me on the rim to rim hike in the Grand Canyon, and it served me very well. And after that, I started carrying a bandana because it's super useful. I got this because I knew that I would want to keep cool on the hike. So I dipped this into some water, put it around the back of my neck, and it kept me cool. It also helped me to wash my hands and wash some of my equipment. And I found it tremendously useful in everyday life when I just have to wipe my forehead. And it's very useful to have to protect your face. You can make a face mask out of this if you're riding a motorcycle or something like that. If it's very sunny, you can use this to protect the back of your neck. And there's just a ton of things that you can do with a bandana. I'm going to have a complete video on that, so subscribe to the channel if you're interested in that. But this is the bandana that I've been carrying, and it's been working very well. All right, now we come to something that might not be super interesting to a lot of people, but I was really excited when I found this hat. And that is because this is a flex fit hat. So this is the same hat that you can get for sports teams or whatever. Same quality, same company, everything, but there's no logo on the front. So I wanted something that didn't have any advertising. I'm not a billboard. I'm not trying to advertise for other people's companies. It's been very comfortable, and it has the fitted elastic, so it looks good in the back. I cannot do the snapback because my head's a little bit too big, so I really like these because they stretch and they look fitted. And the bonus is that they cost less because I'm not paying for the logo on the front. So if you're like me and you're looking for a hat to keep the sun out, but you don't like all the crazy stuff on the front, this can be a great alternative. Just look for a flex fit hat by this company. There are some other ones out there. This is the Unipanel, so there's no seam here. They covered it up. And I like this look because it's very clean, but there are other options out there, other styles. So check it out. Now, real quick, here are a few things that I am experimenting with that could go into my EDC. Number one is the flashlight. This is the i5T EOS by Olight. And I like this one because it has the bigger AA battery in it. All the other features are the same. So keep an eye out for that video. I'm going to see if that is more useful. Next thing is the phone. I'm thinking of rocking this phone right here. It's tiny. Look at that. It's so small, but I like it because it fits in my pocket better, and it has some great features that other phones don't have. This is really a cool little device because it's not trying to be one of the other big iPhones or whatever it is. It's its own thing. So keep an eye out for that video. I'm going to review this. And then I just got this in the mail. This is an iPod. It needs some work, but I want to carry this as my music player, and I'm going to experiment with that. I'll show you how I fix it up, and if I'm going to quit my Spotify and just use this for my music. And last but not least is the Roxxon. I'll do an update video on that, but I really like this so far because the tools are really easy to use and I can change the tools out. All right, so that's my entire EDC, including some stuff that I'm testing out. If you like this video, you might like the video that's coming up next. Otherwise, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe and hit the bell to get more videos like this, and thanks for watching.